Anya, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first bookish vlog of 2026. So exciting. I usually post one of these every few months, but this is the first one of 2026. This week we're reading, we're gonna see the new Freida McFadden movie, we're going to buy books. So wait! Take me away, officer! I did pick up one of the physical books on my TBR shelf, which means there's room for more books. So yeah, let's get into the video. Good morning, guys. Today, I'm officially coming out as a hardcover lover. Today, I will be spreading my agenda. I am eager to buy a hardcover book today. Oh my god, I'm so excited. It's going to be a reward because right now I have to go to the doctor. But it's okay. If you've been here last year, I overcame my fear of the doctor. I'm also showing you guys my purse, which one of my friends gave me because she didn't want it anymore. Shout out! Shout out! Okay, anyway. What am I talking about? I'm going to the doctor this morning to get a vaccine because I'm brave and I'm strong and I'm no longer afraid of the doctor because I'm 22 years old, almost 23, and I am a woman. As a reward, I will be purchasing a hardcover book. Now, I've come to the conclusion that I love hardcover books so much more than paperbacks. And I don't know if you can see my shelf, but the only times I ever bought hardcover books was when I was too impatient to wait for the paperback to come out because I keep buying paperbacks. I want my shelves to look cohesive. It's enough! It's enough! I don't want to do it anymore! I don't want to subscribe to your agenda. I know they're more expensive and that's like my only qualms with them. But I'm going to be good this year. I'm going to be good. I'm going to buy less books. It's going to be an amazing day. Who's with me? I did it. Now I deserve a treat. I think I've gotten really good at like vlogging in public and not caring, but the bookstore I always go to, there's this guy who works there and it's just so embarrassing because every time I'm there he kind of clocks that I'm filming myself. It's just so like mortifying. He's chill about it, like he kind of gets out of my way and stuff, but I've never interacted with him and I'm probably the only one who's embarrassed. Yeah, anyway, I know I said I would only get one book, but I would be lying if I told you that I didn't have a feeling that this was going to happen. Last time I was at the bookstore, for the first time ever, I saw that they had this series. They've never had it before and I haven't stopped thinking about it since. I was like, should I get them? Mind you, they're like the only ones, like they don't have loads of them around. It's just the two. So I don't know, I was just like, okay, if they have them today, because I couldn't stop thinking about them, I would get them unless I saw something that was better. So I did have like a proper look around, but I deep down knew I was going to get both of these and yeah, there's no justifying it. I just wanted to, and I wanted them to match, and everyone and their mom has read this book series, so I really want to read them. I don't know anything about them except that they're a fantasy duology, I think. I'm gonna be so for real, I barely read the blurb, like I just kind of skimmed it. I don't really like knowing what the books are about that I'm gonna start reading. I like to just kind of have a quick scan of like the back and then I'm like, okay, no, that sounds okay, and then I'm gonna read it. I just prefer that because otherwise I have expectations and they never get met. So here we are. I'm so excited. I wish I wasn't a hardcover girl, but I am now. Like, it's official. This just excites me so much, like looking at it, because you guys know I'm such a, I really care. I'm such a person who cares about aesthetics and it just makes me so happy when things look pretty. And so I just, looking at them makes me just so happy. I get such a boost of serotonin, dopamine, I don't know, one of the two. It just feels so good. Okay, Crimson Moth series is what this was called, right? I feel like the book names, I don't know if this is correct or if I remember it wrong, but I feel like the book names are different, or one of them is. I feel like this was called Crimson Moth. I'm not sure. Okay, so it is enemies to lovers. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I'm open to it. Like, I don't dislike a book because it's enemies to lovers. It's just like I'm not gonna pick up a book because it's enemies to lovers. I am gonna pick a book if it's like friends to lovers, you know. Anyway, before I get to pick up those books, I have to finish my current read first, and I'm so in love with it. I started this at the end of my last video. That book is Conditions of Will. Jesse Hastings, You've Done It Again. Quite frankly, I did not expect to like this book at all, because this is one of those books where I kind of knew what it was about and it just did not speak to me at all, especially after Magnolia Parks. Oh, that universe is crazy and fun and Gossip Girl vibes, and all I knew about this book was that it's like kind of like an estranged family situation. It's about grief, they're coming back together for a funeral, and I was just like, I don't really know if this is my vibe. But alas, I read the first page and I was sucked into it by Jesse Hastings' writing style once again. She just does it like no other. I just love her writing style. It's so easy to read, easy to digest. It's fun. Sometimes I have some qualms with it. Would I say it's the best writing ever? No, but it's a nice change of pace. I think she really has like, it's like a nice sort of a fresh vibe to it, because it's like no one else writes like her. And I think it's also so fun when a writer has a very distinct voice and you're able to recognize it anywhere in any kind of plot. So great. My only qualms with it so far is she I think she just found out about the phrase clocking it, because this character uses the words like, they clocked it straight away. I see them clocking it. I'm clocking that he's doing this. Like, it's just so annoying to me because it's just a little bit too much. I think it's a literary choice. I would like to think that her reasoning behind it is she's always writing from one person's POV. And you do notice this like in Magnolia Parks and in Daisy Hates as well. Whenever she's like changing up the character's POV she's writing in, she kind of creates a specific voice for that character as well. I think it still kind of all sounds similar because it's all just a Hastings, just distinct writing style, but she does differentiate between the characters in the way that she's writing, you know? They're all from first perspective. That's really hard for me to say. Anyway, in this book, especially because it's all written from one character's perspective, it's not that necessary for them to have signature sayings, if you know what I mean. I think it's realistic. Like, I think the decision behind that, or what I would assume her thought process was, makes sense to me, because any person has specific phrases that they say all the time. I'm the perfect example. I always say the same thing. So when I'm editing, I'm like, girl, you're saying this too much, you're saying that too much. So I understand, like, if that's the reasoning, I do understand it. But for me, it's just a little bit disturbing. It's kind of reminiscent of when in Powerless, Kai constantly refers to Peyton as darling. Like, it's a bit like that, where it's just like, we get it. That's my only problem so far. The rest is so fun. I did, unfortunately, I read this while I was waiting in the doctor's office, and I was a bit startled when I was told that it was my turn. I always do this, and then I forget to put my bookmark in. So I lost my page and I have to go and find it. Here maybe? Yes, okay, perfect. That was so much faster than I thought it would be. I'm on page 260. I'm this far in. I feel like I'm a little over halfway. I am going to try and, I don't know, maybe I'll kind of aim for finishing this either today or tomorrow, question mark. It's really good so far. I don't want to jinx it, but it's giving me 5-star vibes. Don't tell anyone. I'm going to, I think, sit down and read this now. I would love to make a coffee or matcha, but I already had 2 caffeinated drinks today, and I keep making a third one, even though I'm not supposed to. I love this day. I'm also having, like, as you can maybe tell, I'm in the best mood ever because the sun's finally out again. Like, it's been so dark and gray and rainy and snowy and cold the last couple of weeks, and this is like the first bits of sun that I was able to catch. Mind you, it's still -1 degrees, but the sun is shining and I felt like it was summer. I'm so excited for spring. Okay, totally chill. I'm crying. Oh, I'm crying at something sweet that happened. Nothing sad, but it's not a Jesse Hastings book if I don't cry at some point. Not funny. Shut the front door. I should have seen this coming. I'll be the first to admit, shut the fuck up. The plot twist we just got, that's incredible. Let me keep reading because it's really fun. Hey, what's up you guys? Yes. Let me put on some lip balm. I am so excited. I'm trying to get like into a good mood, leave the day behind. I just got home from work and I put on sweatpants, but I didn't take off my makeup. That can only mean one thing. We're going to the cinema tonight and I'm so excited. Bestie Freida and I are gonna see The Housemaid and she really wanted to see it, which I was surprised by. Obviously, I didn't, you might not know this, but I read the book and I didn't like it that much. I don't think it's her worst book. I think she has worse books. I think like amongst all the books of hers that I've read, I would say The Housemaid was up there with one of my favorites. It was predictable, but it was still like a fun little read. You know, I'm not like I'm trying not to be a hater, you know what I mean? But I'm really excited for the movie. I think it's going to be fun. I wonder what it'll be like going into a thriller, sort of knowing the twist already. Like, will it be super boring? Who knows? I think Freida hasn't read the book, so I'm really excited to see her, you know, opinion at the end. And I'm also just excited to see what it's like. If it's a lot like the book, who knows? I think Freida McFadden is going to have a lot of books turned into movies, to be honest. So I'm excited to see what that's going to be like. And yeah, we're going to head out. Unfortunately, the trains aren't going, which means I have to walk. But it's okay. I'm excited. It's a Saturday night. I had a terrible shift and I'm just ready to relax, sit back and have a fun night. So let's do it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Man, they did not have salsa, they did not have cherry.
Not with my salsa, but I guess that's fine.
Poor Freida. Is it good?
That's good. Yeah. Shit, guys, what the fuck was that? He was a psycho. What the fuck? Made me believe the woman was crazy.
Hey guys, I'm teething. It's been a couple of days. I think one of my wisdom teeth started coming in yesterday. I don't think, I know for a fact because I can feel it, which was weird because it was like midday. I just started to feel my wisdom tooth coming in. Like, it's so odd. Anyway, today is so exciting. I'm so excited. We are doing something that, like, technically I don't know if it's bookish, but to me it is. I went to IKEA this morning and I got a new bedside table. I'm saying I got a new bedside table. I don't have a bedside table right now and I haven't had one, period, low-key. Like, I don't think I've ever really had one. I don't know if you've seen my room makeover video. I did that like last summer. Since then I've rearranged my room a couple of times, but I kept saying I need to get a bedside table, so I'm really excited that I finally did. There's hardly any room between my bed and my reading chair though, so that was kind of like the problem. I did find one in IKEA today and I don't know if it's going to fit. I think it might. It was the skinniest I could find. We might have to try and just like squeeze it in. I don't know yet, but I'm going to build it right now. And I think it is bookish because my dream is just like a pretty little nightstand with like some books, some hand lotion, like sitting down, moisturizing my hands and then like falling asleep like a bad bitch. I don't know if that makes any sense. Anyway, we're gonna build this now and I'm excited. Looks pretty good. Yay! I feel so independent, woman. Guys, the only way to make it fit is for me to move everything else. So right now I have to move the books out of my bookcase for it to work, but I'm trying to stay hashtag positive. Put on my little wrist weights. I'm going to use it as an opportunity to do an arm workout. As if carrying that fucking table wasn't enough. But no, Hashtag stay positive. Yeah, because this needs a little more room, if you know what I mean. Let's hope this works out. All right. I made a coffee. Luckily, that worked out all right. I now have everything outside of my bookshelf, so naturally, I'm going to rearrange my bookcase, at least a little bit, maybe not like all the way, who knows. But first, like, I'm going to use this opportunity to deep clean my room, which I'm not in the mood for because I wasn't like planning on doing this, but now that everything's already out of the way, it just makes sense, you know what I mean? And I'll feel amazing after. I'm setting myself a bit of a timer for like 1 hour, and I'm just gonna deep clean the fuck out of my room, and then we can arrange the bedside table. This one's gonna go down soon, so let me just like give you a quick little vision of what I think I want to do. Ignore the absolute state that the room is in right now. Wait, it's gonna be so cute. Okay. This is just for you guys to get the feel, because the sun's gonna go down and like I want you guys to see this vibe right here. And then I'm going to definitely get like a little basket for here, but for now I might just like put some books in there. Stop, it's going to be adorable. This might be the most exciting thing in my entire life. Like, this is so beautiful. It does look a little squeezed in to like the corner. There's loads of stuff on my bed right now from just like needing it out of the way. But do you know what I mean? Like, it is a bit cramped. But then again, my room is just small. Like, that's just the end of the story. You know what I mean? So I don't really care, because it's just gonna be so practical. I cannot wait to go to bed tonight with the hardcover book as well. Stop. Hey guys, happy Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Friday. Gotta get done Friday. Whatever that song is. It's the next day. I finished doing my bookshelves yesterday, so I'm going to give you a tour in a second. Right now, I wanted to do a bit of like a reading update, because the last time I talked about an actual book was before I finished Conditions of Will. I have since finished it. It's so sad that this wasn't a 5-star in the end. I really thought it was going to be a 5-star read because it was just so good. I really didn't expect to like this book as much as I did. Like I said, the plot wasn't that enticing to me at first. It's just a really character-driven book, and Jesse Hastings is the queen of writing character-driven books. It was incredible. However, the ending was a little bit rushed. You have to imagine there's this huge kind of conflict throughout the entire book, and it did get wrapped up, but in a matter of like 2 pages, maybe like 2 pages. And that to me just wasn't enough. I really wanted a more fleshed out ending, and I wanted to see the characters kind of come together in a way that felt just a little bit more realistic, I think. That's all I have to say on this book, really. I still think it's a great read, and if you have it on your bookshelf and you've been putting it off like me, then I want this to be your sign to read it, because it really is a really fun read. Then I did start Heartless Hunter. I don't think I spoke about this yet in the video. It's been a few days. I haven't been able to read as much. I am on page 128, so I'm about a third into the book. It's really great. On the one hand, I had really high hopes for this book series because everyone's hyped it up so much. And then on the other hand, I didn't really expect to like it so much because it is about witches and like a witch hunter, and I didn't think I would like that. Like, the few times I have read about witches in fantasy books, it just wasn't really up my alley. However, I really like it in this book. It's a really different kind of fantasy book. I think that the writer is a fantasy lover, and you can kind of tell by her writing style. She has such a way of really just reading you into the story, and it's just really lovely the way it's written, I think. I would say it is more character driven so far. It's very heavy on the enemies to lovers. If you remember the clip before where I was like, I prefer friends to lovers over enemies to lovers, that didn't age well, did it? Because there is like a weird kind of like energy. I haven't read much of this book, like I said. I'm only a third in. Bit of an energy of like, well, there's mainly enemies to lovers, but there's this weird little energy of like a friends to lovers situationship moment. I don't know how else to explain it. And I just know that this person is not going to be the person she ends up with, and it drives me insane, because I would love nothing more in life, quite frankly. So that's kind of where I'm at with the book. But I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm going to spend the entire weekend reading this, and I cannot wait. I'm going to read it now, I think, in a second, because I have a bit of time before work, but I wanted to show you guys my bookshelves first. Here we are in front of my shelves. I'm excited to show you. It is pretty beautiful in my opinion. I can't lie. I love when I get to look at like a fresh bookshelf, even though I did rearrange it only like 2 months ago maybe, but it's just like such a good feeling. It feels like I have a brand new room. It doesn't make sense. So I still kept it kind of similar, where like the first 2 shelves are kind of like my favorites a little bit. At the very top I kept pretty similar with the Grishaverse series. I did put The Secret History up there as well because it is my favorite book of all time, and I just like having the Grishaverse and The Secret History as like a combined force. I added the first 2 books of the Red Rising series up there as well. Did I mention that I'm kind of working on a Red Rising reading vlog if it turns out well? If it doesn't, you never heard me say this. Then I added my Powerless series up there as well. Not necessarily because it's one of my favorite books, but because I love these 2 hardcover books so much I wanted to display them. Then down here we've got more favorites. I have the Divine Rivals duology right here, as well as the Once Upon a Broken Heart book series, because I love them dearly. I did add the Conditions of Will right here on display because I loved the book, and if there's one thing I love more than the book, it's the book cover. It's so nice. Then I have Funny Story and Summer in the City because they're all like the same level, and I also love them all. They're like level as in the same height. Then I have a bit of a miscellaneous collection of other books that I really liked / loved. It's kind of just like the stuff that ended up at the end that I just kind of put in here. I've got my CJ Tudor books, Song of Achilles, The Secret, The Alchemist, and then just like my non-fiction books. I also have The Poet Society there. It's kind of like just a bit of a mix, and I've decorated it lovingly with my Sonny Angels and my Stitch. We've got more favorites, but this is more like romance heavy, this shelf. I had my TBR shelf here before. I just moved it down, so it's the same. I will be skipping it. Can you see it? Yeah, you can. Sorry. So I have Magnolia Parks over here because once again I just love the illustrations. It's so beautiful. I've got a bunch of my limited romance collection. Then I have my Taylor Jenkins Reid books, which I'm not that in love with. Yeah, I like them a lot, but I'm not keen on displaying them that much, but I just like that they kind of go together. It's still fun for me. Then I have The Wedding People, which was one of my favorite reads of last year, and behind that you can't really see because of my Jellycat and my Molang, but I do have Sally Rooney, Great Big Beautiful World. Is that what it's called? Beautiful World, whatever. Beautiful World, period. Because that too is one of my favorite books. I haven't read it in a long time, so maybe I will do a reread soon to see if I still consider it one of my favorites. That would be nice. Okay, the bottom 2 shelves are again a little bit random. I have my Richard Osman books here, and then also I know I said before that I'm supposed to not care anymore about the height of my books, but I do still care. So all the tall books are down here. Sunrise on the Reaping is down here. All my Sarah J Maas books is down here as well. And then on the very bottom are the books that I disliked. I think we should do some reading. I have about an hour before I have to go to work. I really want to make a coffee, I can't even lie. Should I just make one? It would be my 3rd one and I'm not supposed to, but I really want one. I think I'm going to make one because I do have to close the store again tonight. Like, what's going on this week? Whatever, it's fine. It's going to be my little reward. Maybe I should eat something as well. Okay, I will see you guys when I'm all ready to read.